Hello, trainers, and welcome back to the Parallel City Syndicate Weekly Gym Leader Challenge Tournament. It's Thursday, it's finals day, so it's time to get into our championship round for this week. With me on the mic again is my main man, the captain himself, Captain Kev. Kev, what's up, man?
What's up, dude? Excited to see this one.
Yeah. As when we last left our hero, I had run quite the gauntlet so far. Nate in round two, as well as you in round three. So I am 3-0 heading into this round. So let's see who my opponent is for our finals this week. And here we go. Looks like it is me playing my Superior Dragons list on the left, and Sydney playing her Psychic list. We saw her in round number one get that edge out win over Rob. So Sid is hoping for her first badge here. I did win the coin toss and has elected to go second. Taking a look at my opening hand. Ooh, I had that Goose Mahala, but no basics. So looks like Sid is going to get a mulligan to get this one kicked off here.
Always appreciate the extra cards. That is for sure.
Oh yeah. There are not a ton of basics in this dragon list, so I do have a tendency to give up one or two early draws here from mulligans. And looks like I did get a Pokemon. Let's set these prizes and get into the game. Druddigan is the opening for me, and Mimikyu is the open for Sid. Once again, taking a moment to call out that truly dope Parallel City Syndicate T-shirt I got there on the left hand side.
Pretty swag, dude. Pretty sweet.
You know we run it. Looks like Sid is going to start up with a Professor's Letter, grab a couple of Psychic. She's going to shuffle up. We know this is the danger zone. Sid does just say
The
pass.
past.
So
Brutal.
I've got an opportunity here. Colress's Tenacity is the play. So in my hand, I know that I do have an Evolution Incense. So I know that I can take this opportunity to kind of get some stuff set up here. I don't have the Goose Hala, so getting a U-turn board or the float stone for this Druddigan it seems like is not going to happen here. I'm just going to get the opportunity to grab the Double Dragon Energy, which is in deck. And it looks like I'm thumbing that Stormy Mountain to the front here.
Seems pretty reasonable, if you ask me.
We're going to put that Stormy Mountain down, and we're going to use it. So I know this decision takes a minute here. I'm rechecking my hand. I've got a couple of energy available. I can't remember what other supporters that I have. I've got that Double Dragon energy, and I know I have an Evolution Incense. So this is where I think my a great turn one here is let's grab the Gibble, let's set up for the Gabite next turn, and then I stop, and then I think, and then I go, oh my god, wait a minute, I think I have this.
Uh-huh.
I think I've actually got it here. So we're going back in. We are going to grab the Rayquaza
Rayquaza,
Double Dragon Energy,
the
and
dragon.
the escape rope is
Oh
in
man.
hand. Takes the
Oh
one and done. Sorry, Sid. And you can see I'm bummed it happened that way, but I'm happy it happened to me. So I get the
yeah, we
dub.
take those.
I get the dub. I get my seventh badge of the season with Dragon, and I'm elated. Again, really tough that it has to come against Sid. She's such an awesome player and is right on that cusp of getting that badge, and she has such a great night here. Uh, but yeah, we take those. Joel gets the dub.
Joel gets his badge. I mean, yeah. But, I mean, that's the format we play. Sometimes these things happen, right? So
Yeah, and this is a big
we
thing
definitely take those.
that Dragon deck does. It can put that pressure on super early. So, uh, considering it was a quick first round, first turn donk there, let's take a minute. Let's take a look at the list here. So this is I call this my Superior Dragons list. Um, First thing I will get right out of the way. This might not be the most tuned up ideal version of Dragon. I think the Wagons list that's running the Jet Cruise Dragonite is really strong, and of course the Dragonair also allowing you that same kind of gibble mechanic where you get to go search for your Dragon Pokemon. There's a lot more consistency in some other builds of Dragon. But listen, I like big dudes. I like big dudes that hit big numbers. What I will say, this Dragon deck hits the big numbers. It's everything that I love about Dragon doing. And yes, it gets a little weird, a little wonky in there. But listen, this is my list, and I love it.
Yeah, I mean, like the big guys are cool. I think the Haxorus is really cool. We're recording this just after the Chaos Rising 3K, and I went 5-2, and one of my losses was to a Dragon player on the friggin' Haxorus. So I
Oh,
will say, not that I mean, it never really came. I maybe they might have attacked with it once. Um, but I mean, yeah, it's a cool list. The I have questions, I have qualms,
oh yeah.
but I think my first question it would be like, why do you play this Rampa?
Why do I play this Trampa? That's a good
Like, why
question.
not
Let's
the other one? Why
let's
not a different attacker?
let's take a look at the list here. So this is a list that I've slowly been turning and evolving over the last actually like year and a half to 2 years, right? So in the original version of this list, we were still playing the Garchomp, but we were playing the other Drampa, the one that for I believe two energy attach. It does like 140 damage or something like that, as long as there's a damage counter on your bench. It just hits a really cool number. And I was playing this is pretty risky ruin. So I was playing the other one. We were playing the like the Frozen City or not Frozen City, the whatever the
Is it like
other.
Magma's base or something?
Yeah, it was
I
some
haven't seen it.
it was something like
So.
that. It's been a while since we played those. You can't afford to take those kind of free damage counters nowadays, especially in Dragon. Uh, so this Drampa actually came about because I do run four different types of basic energy, and I do run the Crispin so that I can accelerate an extra one, and this Drampa can just hit some numbers. It's not uncommon for me to have two or more different types of basic energy on it, so hitting 140 is fine. It also has Dragon Claw, and this deck does run the Draconium Z, so just another guy that wears it. To be fair, in my matchups, he never really played a role. So the other Drampa can certainly make his way in here. I like the idea of having another attacker for sure. Um, and another cheap attacker is always great. But yeah, the Drampa is certainly a guy that he does what he needs to in this deck when I need him to. I just usually have a better option for some other things.
Yeah, I
Uh,
think that's fair. I do think he's a great attacker. I guess I wonder like, okay, sure, you want to play Dragon Arcana Drampa for multiple reasons. Why not have the Wishful Baton in here?
I do understand that conversation as well. The Wishful Baton again is a card that was in earlier iterations of this deck. Um, I think the reason that I started to come away from it is that a lot of my basic energy became kind of finish up energy. They weren't the earliest energy that I was attaching usually. There are more than a few ways to find and search for your special energy in this deck. We're playing the Goose Hollow, obviously, and you saw that I did play the Call versus Tenacity. We play the
Hmm.
Tag Call in order to go get the Goose Hollow. We're playing Trainer's Mail as outs into those as well. So I'm having ways to get the special energy that I want early. So I do get the opportunity to lean heavily on my Double Dragon energy. Again, I'm playing Special Charge, so as soon as that Double Dragon hits the bin, I don't necessarily need a second special energy to feel like I'm getting value out of that special charge. Just getting
Sure,
the
yeah,
double
that was
dragon
another
back.
question I had. Is like, is that just what you do? You see the Double Dragon go down. If you have special charge in hand, no others in the discard, you're just ripping it.
More often than not, yeah, because that
Okay.
one attach for the double dragon just does everything that I need it to everywhere. And not even just the fact that it's a double energy, but the fact that it is double dragon, so it fills any energy type. um, is really just kind of what this deck needs every once in a while. As we look at some of the attackers, the attack energy requirements are certainly a lot wonkier than like your Dragobox decks or your Dragons list. We're playing 2 fire, 2 fighting, 1 lightning, 2 water, and then just in the basics, there are some attacks that we actually can't get to unless we have a special energy attached. The Haxorus Dragon Pulse for 230 specifically. I don't have an out to a basic metal energy. So we're depending on a special energy in order to fulfill that for us. So
Sure.
again, that's why we lean into the special charge here. And like I said, a lot of my early attaches are always colorful. So the basic energies really just kind of come in and shore up the correct types where I need them. Or in the case of an early Crispin, it gives me some early pressure.
Sure.
Because Crispin is a card I just love. Like, I love finding a way to squeeze Crispin into a lot of different colors. I've been trying to squeeze it into
Mhm.
metal because I love the Heatran. I have had conversations about trying to squeeze it into fire so that you could play I think there's like a Volcanion that does like
There is. I'm
160
not
with a
having that
water.
conversation with you,
Yeah,
but
listen. We've got other conversations when it comes to fire that we're gonna get into
yeah,
for sure.
that's for sure. That's for sure.
But yeah, I just listen. I'm a strong proponent in the idea that in a 4, even 5 round tournament at your locals, you can win with almost anything. When it comes to these bigger events, these 7 rounders and cut to top 8, and you play best of threes and stuff like that, the consistency of a lot of the better decks will shine over time. But at your locals, especially when you're playing in a weekly like we do, you get the opportunity to play some weird stuff. Some things will just win nights because you get to do the cool thing enough times in quick succession. So yeah, we saw it again. The Haxorus I absolutely love. We saw it play a huge factor in our game when you had
Mhm.
that reversal energy. Haxorus,
Yep.
1 energy attached, bring down the axe. It's gone. Get rid of it.
Yeah, it's a
Get out of
trick for
here.
sure.
So this was a deck that I liked to lean on when there was a lot of like water in the pool, because a lot of people at our locals weren't necessarily playing a straightforward hydro pump variant. They were playing like Milo pump, and they were playing some special energies. So the Haxorus had a lot of sway there. We are running Druddigan because of course probably one of the best revenge attackers in the game. Uh, Garchomp obviously is massive. The Sonic Slip ability. Listen, I know we had this conversation earlier. That 50 HP Gibble should not be a 50 HP Gibble,
It should not.
right?
It
I'll,
should not.
I'll take that
I
down.
mean, at least play the baby shiny, dude. God.
Yeah,
It's
no,
like this thing has a sick baby shiny. I was playing some games with Thomas the other day and he had it and I'm like, Joel plays this one and he doesn't even play the shiny. He's like, I only play it for the shiny.
right,
So I mean, like super fair, right? Like if that's the hill you're dying on, I respect it, but it's got to be that, right? It's got to be the baby shiny. So maybe we'll
right.
have to get you one of those.
If it's there for the vibes, get it on the vibe train. Like, let's
Yeah, I
go.
agree.
You know, like
100%.
I don't even think the
100.
one that I have is like a reverse or anything. It's just like
Nope, just
raw
a
dog,
plain
just
old
hanging out.
HP guy.
Uh, we are obviously playing the Gibble. Honestly, I think that one of the best things about Dragon right now is this Gabite. The Dragon Call Gabite, super strong, evolving up to the Garchomp. It really feels like it has different versatility, but similar versatility to the Inteleon line in water, which I know sounds really weird, but it's like it's a basic, but then the middle evolution does a whole lot of work, and the fact that the stage 2 does extra work on top of that is really what makes the whole line sing. Like, I don't know if you play it if there is no Garchomp. I don't know that you play it if the Garchomp just does the damage and doesn't have the Sonic Slip. Like, the Garchomp probably wouldn't find its way into the list. But because of all of the sum of those pieces, the sum of those pieces add up to something greater. And I think that's
That is a really really great point. Um, you said that Inteleon thing, and I was like, "What the hell is this guy talking about? Like, what we are gonna get flamed for this?" But I
Yeah.
think that's pretty fair. Like, it does like the dragon. What I'd imagine the dragon version is of like going to tutor your deck. But I think what it also scares me for is if they ever print a dragon single prize Dragapult, because people
Oh
already
yeah.
play the Dracloak. I don't need some like even mid Dragapult one prizer to come out of the woodworks and start doing like I don't know, 140 to the active and 6 on the bench, or 4 or 5 on the bench,
Nutty.
whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, we don't need any of that. I don't know if the Garchomp is played without the Sonic Slip. I mean, like if I guess if you go for the Dragon Call Gabba, you probably do either way. But that is a super interesting
Yeah.
thing. I didn't think about.
Yeah. It. I mean, it becomes a tough call. Like the Sonic Slip Dragon, the Dragon Blade for 160 is really strong. I mean, realistically, we are discarding cards, so you have to be cool with cards going to the bin, maybe not getting an opportunity to get them back. But the real question is like, yeah, do you play the stage 2 line without the Sonic Slip because it has a good efficient
Hmm.
attack? And I don't know that you do, especially now with Jet Cruise Dragonite. Like that line is just specifically better than the Garchomp line minus the Sonic Slip. Like the fact that the Sonic Slip is there is what makes this line super powerful. Like if you're going to be evolving, this is what you want to do.
Yeah, that's fair. I think another super powerful thing, talking of middle evolutions, is the fracture. Not being able to be bossed or counter catchered in. I think counter catcher as well, right?
No, you can counter
Is it just
catcher.
supporters?
Yep. So it.
No, whenever your opponent plays an item or supporter card from their hand, prevent all effects of that card done to this Pokemon.
Are you
So
sure?
items
Did
and
I?
supporters. So yeah, there's
I
no.
thought we.
I thought we had
I
said it
don't
was
know.
just
I
supporters too. Somebody told me it was, but I'm yeah.
Yeah. I
Apparently
thought.
it is
Yeah. I
both.
guess we're going crazy. But yeah. I mean, yeah. It being able to kind of sit on your bench and stay protected is really, if if you're if this stage 2 isn't doing anything, it certainly makes it more difficult to feel like you can depend on the Haxorus as the game gets later. The real cool thing about this deck is that sometimes you just draw cards and you get stuck with kind of these like bigger hands with a lot of supporters in them, and there's not a ton of evolution in the deck. um, but sometimes you get a strong setup and you get to just put the fracture down and be like, cool, at some point I will be able to depend on you for something. um, and again, with the big numbers that it hits all the way at the top end, you're really hoping that it's going to eventually become that Haxorus. So the fracture, keeping itself protected, is a key to why that line works almost at all. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm. Hmm.
Um, so yeah, we of course, just to kind of round it out here, we are also playing the Raging Bolt because Raging Bolt is insane. Rayquaza, obviously, again, insane. Just the strongest thing you can do on turn 1 and turn 2 in Dragon is attach energy and attack with those bad boys. Um, and you can see the Rayquaza got me the win there. And Regidrago, Tatsugiri. We know these guys. We know that they're hanging out. Uh, Regidrago, I found, is probably the. I think Regidrago and Drampa are like right on the cusp of like how you have like a little bit of a harder time getting to those guys. Those are guys that you kind of stir on your bench, and when you find an opportunity to put some energy on them early, that you don't need kind of moving forward in the game. Like if you get your Garchomp set up super early, and you know that you don't need to force attach another energy to take a KO in the following turn, then Regidrago and Drampa are the guys that you're like, cool, I'm going to store an energy on these guys and make them live for later. Because I found that the 3 energy requirement can get really tight, especially in the middle portions of the game, um, where you're kind of responding to KOs. When you and your opponent start taking KOs back and forth, this deck needs to be able to respond.
Hmm.
Um, but sometimes you just need to Dragon Horde for a couple of cards and hope for it. So, yeah, he's hanging. And then Tatsugiri really just kind of gets you those key supporters that are important. Uh, Item package, pretty straightforward. We're a little tight, so we don't have a ton of space in here, but we've leaned into search and let's get the trainers that we're really looking for.
That
Um,
spell's
yeah,
counting
so,
on you.
sorry,
Ooh.
that's my son. Sorry about that. Uh, yeah, so items were really straightforward. Escape rope, evolution incense, your ball search, mysterious treasure, pokepad, and then the only thing that's a little bit different is we're making room for the special charge in here. Again, tag call trainers mail. We want to maximize our outs to that early double dragon energy, because listen, turn two going first, double dragon energy onto a Rayquaza or a Raging Bolt puts on a certain level of pressure that a lot of decks and a lot of situations can't always respond to.
Hmm.
Yeah, Dragonium, playing Floatstone, we're playing U-turn board. We are playing the Lux Cape. Lux Cape is also one that I waffle on a bit. Um, I do have a tendency to find myself in situations where my dragons are surviving the first hit anyway, and they're going down to the second hit. So the Lux Cape could be another conversation. But again, every once in a while, you're just like, listen, I set up my Garchomp or my Haxorus, they're beaten face, you don't have a quick response. I'm going to put a Lux Cape on it and really try to draw out the field blower or kind of make you have answers. That's really what this deck is great at doing. Putting a big question in your face and saying, you need an answer and you need it in like one or two turns. Otherwise, this is going to get out of hand.
Makes
Uh,
sense to me. Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, big guys. I mean, we did see in the game, the water game that we had played, where you try to field blower the Lux Cape off after your turn, realizing maybe that I did have an answer to it.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't play the Evo Dragons variant very often. I used to with like the Flapple. Flapple was cool. Maybe not for me anymore. But my Draco box list, I ended up cutting the Lux Cape, and I don't know. It feels like a little bit better. I know it is a different variant too, but it's hard to say. You know that Lux Cape can put you in some sticky situations too. I think.
Yeah, it certainly can. It can keep a prize race tighter than it appears to be, which is where I think I see in a lot of situations where I'm like, I'm like 3 KOs ahead, and then my opponent takes a KO, and it's like, oh wait, I'm only up one prize. I still need to respond like right now.
Hmm.
If you were trimming, say like the Haxorus line, and you wanted to go a little bit more streamlined with some basic Pokemon, the Lux Cape could very easily be like a Fighting Fury belt that kind of does the same thing. It's putting them off a quick prize because they can't quite hit big enough numbers, and it kind of fulfills that role. So something you can keep in mind there. Uh, for stadiums, we are playing Lost City, Parallel City. Got to play the Parallel City and the Stormy Mountain here. Lost City has been awesome, especially in those early turns. I have had more than one occasion where I have sniped a Snom out of existence on my first turn. You know, you get that Lost City, you get that Double Dragon energy, you get the U-turn board. You're like, this Snom is never showing up. It's out of here. Lost City, and sometimes that's just the way that you win some of these key games is find the right threat, Lost City it early, don't give them an opportunity to get it back. And then just to kind of wrap up here, we're playing a bunch of supporter cards here. Again, the Tatsugiri is going to go get us supporters pretty regularly. So our job really is to use these supporters to help accelerate where we can and find the extra energy where we can. So Arvin, boss's orders, because sometimes you just want the right target. Colress, Crispin, those are our accelerations. Cynthia and Caitlin, that extra value off the tag call. If we're leaning heavy into tag call, then the full art Cynthia Caitlin is definitely the way to go with that. Gladian, because sometimes you just prize a double dragon energy and you can replace a Gladian with a double energy attachment for turn, which seems great. Uh, Hilda, again, where we want to be able to go search for energy cards, and finding an evolution is great. Anytime you get to Hilda for Gabite plus a double dragon energy, like you're exactly where you want to be with this deck. We are playing Iono, Marnie, Lily's Determination, and Raihan. Again, sometimes you just need that extra attachment to keep you in the game. So this is a fun deck. Absolutely play it. Check it out. It's a great time. If anything, even if you don't want to play this list specifically, I want to use this as an example and plant my flag to give you faith. You can play your favorite dudes, even if your favorite dudes are not necessarily in the meta. If you like this deck, but you love that Flapple, play that Flapple, man. Like
Flapple's pretty cool.
you can you can absolutely win your locals uh, with the dudes that you love and the stuff that you love playing. Kev knows that.
I do, yep. Big I'm a big Flapple guy, he's a cool guy. I mean, I've got my dragon badge, but that might have inspired me if I didn't.
Hell yeah. Grab your favorites, sleeve them up, win some fun stuff. Tell me what dragon you love that you would want to squeeze into this deck. Tell me who's your dude. There are so many cool dragons that do cool things. Like Drew is playing Ultra Necrozma at one point, which again it's like such a sick Pokemon and does such a cool thing. Like dragons just got enough of these really cool dudes. Um, their energy types just make it a little bit more prohibitive, but make it work for you, man. This is good stuff. Anyway, thanks everyone for checking it out. Thank you for watching me get that big dub in the finals. Sorry, Sid. Uh, Thanks for checking out the deck. Kev, thanks for hanging with me, my dude.
Thank you. Congrats.
Thanks, brother. Uh, this has been another fantastic week for the Parallel City Syndicate up at our weekly Gym Leader Challenge tournament up at Gen X Gaming in Portsmouth, New Hampshire. We play every Thursday at 6 p.m. Please come find us, come hang with us, come play some GLC. It'll be a blast. And we actually have some other big events coming up. So keep an eye on that. If you are in the New England area, come up and check us out and say hi. Kev, thanks for joining me as always, my man. I
Thank you.
hope to see you next time, and hope to see you all next week for another fantastic tournament. But until then, I have been your host with the most. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching us. Give us some love on the YouTube. We appreciate it. And don't forget to run GLC.